Morning, welcome. Johnny J here, High Value Man Coach. It is Sunday morning. My boy is about to start his football match. I can't even show you. I could show you, but I'd be scared of turning this off. So yeah, it's Sunday morning. Waking up as you do. Where Matthew Perry has died, and also the craziness of what is happening in Gaza, and on both ends of the spectrum, it makes you reflect. Take the stupid hat off, I can't get the C in the front. I've also got my smart mic with the wind thing on to try and get a better sound for you guys. So I don't know where you are today or what you're waking up to. The clocks have gone back here in the UK, so we kind of got an extra hour in bed. But the dog kept mucking about all night. Not my dog, it is my wonderful girlfriend's dog. But I didn't know much about Israel and Palestine. I don't really consume a lot of news. After the divorce and the stress and strain of everything that went on there, that was like 7 years ago now, I pretty much opted out of news on the basis that too much news is negative. It's a lot of toxic, I'm going to go as far as to say propaganda. They want us to see and hear what they want us to see and hear. And it generally isn't very positive. And imagine what the world would be like if the news was a lot more positive and a lot more grounded in reality, things that helped us be better human beings, things that helped us be better neighbours and parents and friends and family. Instead, we get fed drama and misery. But this is what's going on in Gaza. You know, it just made me think about how we all approach life and how we all approach conflict and relationships. You know, it takes a strong man, a high value man, to really be able to step back from what's going on and see the bigger picture. And this isn't a political statement, but I was listening a little bit to 5 Live Radio this morning, and they had this peace expert on and then a guy on from the Red Cross, and they were just talking about the humanitarian impact. Thousands and thousands of people in Gaza dying, obviously 1,400 people in Israel killed, and just the idea that the answer to this is to bomb and kill and crush until others submit. It just is a sorry reflection on how far humanity has come. Because we really haven't. I don't have a solution because that's not my job, but I do wonder, when you get into a position of authority and power, like, is it all about keeping that, or is it about doing what's right? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But if you've got a situation where Benjamin Netanyahu said we're going to bomb them until they like accept peace, or that's ridiculous. And yet we do that in our own relationships at home. You know, imagine, this is how I shift gears. You know, imagine being in a relationship that was just utterly broken, and you were waking up and suffering life, and yet you just carry on and hope it's going to get better. You've got to find a different solution. You've got to find a different way forward. Men, as we hit our midlife, the idea that things are miraculously going to get better without us changing what we say or without us changing our approach is just preposterous. You know, you've got to have a look at the bigger picture and take a look at your role in things and see, if I was a different way, if I approached this in a different manner, could I create a different outcome? Could I create a better future for me, my partner, my children, the people they work with, their friends? Like, the impact, it ripples out into so many more people than the people it touches in first hand. And so is the situation in Gaza. As much as I want to say on that, and from a political point of view, but as humans, surely we've got to be better than this. And like, just switching that over to Matthew Perry, my daughter's got bang into Friends over the last 18 months, and I always loved Friends, so having seen it all the way through, I've now seen it all the way through a couple more times, and Matthew Perry's story is a sad story, clearly, but it should give everybody an opportunity to reflect and consider what day-to-day life is like for some people, even when on the outside they're looking successful and happy. I heard there was a soundbite. He said, I can stand in front of 20,000 people, no problem, and laugh and joke, but it's when I'm sat at home on my own that I really struggle, that the fear sets in. And so, like, if that's you, or if you think you've got someone like that in your life, the question is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do for them? What are you going to do for yourself? What's going to change? Matthew Perry is said to have spent a vast amount of his money probably on drugs and booze, but also on trying to get himself better. You know, maybe there isn't a solution sometimes. Maybe enough is enough. And sadly, that's when, I don't know how he died, you know, whether it was suicide or whether it was an accident. It was certainly a byproduct of his circumstances. And that's sad. How many people were looking out for him? What's the lead singer of The Prodigy? I forgot his bloody name. He took his own life. And only the day before he took his life, he went and did Parkrun. You know, Parkrun is probably 300 or 400 people on a run there. No one knew how miserable, how upset, how lonely he was, and yet he's one of the most famous people in the world, even though I can't remember his name. So, like, whatever your circumstances are, who do you need to ask for help? How can you step it up? What can you do tomorrow that's going to be different than today? Because that's where the real change comes. And when you're hitting your 40s, life is changing all around you. There's a need, not just an opportunity, but a need for you to ask yourself, how could this get better? How could I crank this up? How could I level up and be the man I'm meant to be? And the answers are all around us. They're not found on your own, or by bombing the living shit out of a couple of million people. So I'm going to get on and watch the rest of my boys' football match, which has now just kicked off. Have a great day. If you're enjoying this content, come on over to the High Value Man community. If you want to apply to join the Brotherhood, the program for men leveling up, creating the life they desire, then message me, comment below, or whatever it takes to get hold of me. Visit johnnyjensen.com and you can apply. I'll see you next time.